The days no one saw. There was a time in his life when waking up felt heavier than sleeping. Not because he was lazy, not because he lacked dream, but because every morning reminded him that he was still there, still stuck in the same place while the world kept moving without him. From the outside, people saw a quiet man, calm, respectful, always trying. From the inside, he was breaking in pieces he didn't know how to explain. He had dreams once, real ones, the kind that kept you awake at night because your heart beat too fast to sleep. He believed he would become something. He believed his life would matter. He believed effort was enough. But life didn't clap when he tried. Life didn't slow down when he failed. Life didn't care how sincere his intentions were. One by one, things started slipping. Opportunities passed him by. Not because he wasn't qualified, but because he didn't know someone. Friends moved ahead, marriages, careers, cars, respect. His name stopped being mentioned in conversations about success. And slowly, without anyone noticing, he became invisible. The silent struggle. He learned to smile while hurting. That smile became a skill, a shield, a survival tactic. When people asked how far, he replied, "We thank God." When they said, "You're next," he nodded, even though he had no idea how. There were nights he stared at the ceiling, calculating his failures like unpaid debts. Every mistake replayed itself. Every missed chance screamed louder in the dark. Sometimes he cried, not loudly. Quiet tears. Kind you wipe away fast because even the walls didn't need to see that weakness. He tried again, and again, and again. Each time rejection met him at the door like an old acquaintance. Emails unanswered. Messages read but ignored. Promises made and forgotten. He started asking dangerous questions. What if I'm just not enough? What if this is all my life will ever be? What if I die as someone nobody remembers? The lowest point didn't come with noise. It came with exhaustion. One evening, he sat alone with his phone in his hand, his bank balance close to zero, bills waiting, and pride bruised beyond recognition. He scrolled through social media. Mistake. People he once encouraged were now living the life he prayed for. Smiles, achievements, celebrations, applause. He locked the phone. For the first time, quitting didn't feel like weakness. It felt like relief. No more trying, no more hoping, no more disappointment. He whispered words he never thought he would. God, I'm tired. Not angry, not demanding, just tired. That night, something inside him collapsed. But something else, something quieter, stayed alive. As he sat on the edge of his bed, head bowed and hands clasped together in prayer, the moonlight filtered through the window, casting a calming glow around the room. In that stillness, a flicker of hope began to emerge, illuminating the shadowy corners of his mind. He stood by the window, gazing out into the night sky where stars twinkled like distant dreams waiting to be reached. The exhaustion began to fade, making way for a new understanding that the journey was not yet over. Change doesn't always arrive like a miracle. Sometimes it arrives like a decision made in pain. The next morning, nothing had changed externally. Same room, same problems, same uncertainty. But he made a small promise. I may not win today, but I will not give up today. No announcements, no motivation speeches, just discipline. He started waking up early, not because he felt inspired, but because consistency was all he had left. Some days he failed. Some days he doubted. Some days he wanted to stop. But he showed up anyway. When nobody clapped, he worked. When nobody noticed, he learned. When nobody believed, he persisted. He began each morning as the sun began to rise, he laced up his worn-out trainers and stepped into the world that felt unchanged. The rhythm of his feet against the pavement became a form of meditation, a reminder that he was choosing to move forward. Days turned into weeks, and with every stride he shed layers of doubt and fear. He found solace in routine, writing down his thoughts and dreams, recording the small victories that went unnoticed by others. With every word, he crafted a new identity, one built on resilience and quiet strength. Growth didn't show at first. There was no sudden breakthrough or viral moment, just small wins that marked the path ahead. His skills improved. Confidence returned and focus sharpened as he stopped explaining his plans to others, no longer seeking validation or waiting for permission. Though people still doubted him, it hurt less now as he realized he wasn't doing it for them anymore. He was doing it for the version of himself that almost quit. In those quiet moments of reflection, he found clarity that fueled his passion, embracing the journey and every small win along the way. With each passing day, he surrounded himself with those who believed in his potential, drawing strength from their encouragement to keep pushing forward. Finally, the moment arrived when he stepped onto the stage, no longer seeking approval, but sharing his journey with passion and authenticity, transforming skepticism into support. As he left the stage, the applause was not just for the words spoken, but for the journey undertaken, marking a significant milestone in his invisible growth. Surrounded by reminders of his achievements, he realized that true growth often happens in silence, away from the spotlight, building a foundation for his future. The moment it shifted for him was one he could hardly believe. Not through magic or perfection, but an unexpected series of events began to take shape around him. In that cafe, surrounded by friends, they leaned in, intrigued by his transformation, asking him how he managed to rise from obscurity. He remembered those long nights spent studying where defeat loomed large, but passion burned brighter, though they only saw the polished result presented before them. As the recognition poured in, he stood proudly on that stage. Yet inside, he carried the weight of the sleepless nights and solitary battles that shaped his journey. In those quiet moments of reflection, he realized that his journey was not just about success, but the connection he could foster by sharing his struggles with others who were still fighting. As he spoke, eyes bright with determination, he transformed from a figure of success into a beacon of hope, inspiring others to embrace their own struggles and strive for greatness. In that electrifying moment, he understood the true impact of his journey. It was not merely about his achievements, but the lives he could touch and uplift by sharing his story.